Hey everybody, it's Rick Rose, your Dane County Board Supervisor for District 16. And I just want to give you a quick update on what's been going on with the Dane County Board. We are in the hot, heavy part of budget season. Tonight we have our last public hearing on the budget, which will happen tonight at 6 p.m. at the Dane County the county and city building downtown on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, where we will take public comment from 6 to 7 on our proposed amendments to the executive's budget, which he presented to us at the beginning of October. It's been a month-long process. I've been fortunate to have been temporarily appointed through November 16th, which is the final day that we have to approve our amendments, and then any responses to possible vetoes on that amendment from the Dane County Executive. That's our final day. So November 16th will be the day that we will see the new Dane County budget presented to the public, officially stamped for 2024. And as I was just saying, I've been appointed to the public to attend the public hearings and to be a part of the finance and personnel decisions being made. Personnel and Finance Committee is a set number of board members, but during this point of year, they appoint 3 additional members. So sitting on PPJ, which Public Protection and Justice, with a lot of decisions being made there about budgets, I was fortunate enough to receive the appointment to see the process of all aspects of the creation and the questioning and the concerns and the finalization of a proposed budget. I will say that I talked to several fellow board members. 37 of us represent all of you here in Dane County, and we feel that there's a lot of progressive, wonderful movement being had with this budget. You'll be able to see details of it as it plays out over the next couple weeks. Also, again, if you get a chance to attend the final budget public hearing, that is this evening, November 2nd at 6 p.m., followed by a regular board meeting tonight. At that board meeting tonight, I usually catch you up after board meetings. I'm going to catch you up before. I will be welcoming all people who are interested to attend a special tour of the UW-Madison campus, which will highlight the land of the Ho-Chunk. Not too long ago, at the beginning of October 5th, at our last board meeting, I proposed a recognition of National Indigenous Peoples Day. And as a result of that, Supervisor Ritt had written me and said, is there a way we could do a tour of the campus and learn more about it? Because one of our speakers to my proclamation was a young man, Casey Brown, a friend of mine from the Ho-Chunk community, who attended the college there and spoke highly of the burial mounds and the many important connections that exist between the UW campus grounds and the Ho-Chunk community. So I have organized this, and the head of Indigenous Studies, Omar, at the university will be putting this on as a private tour. If you'd like more details on it, just send me a quick note. We're going to be doing it November 14th, I believe. That is the right date. Yes, it's a Tuesday in the afternoon from 2:30 to 4:30, and I can send you all the details you'd like. You also have an opportunity to journey along with a couple other board members who will be going. Coming ahead also, last night I will say I sat and presented to the health board for the county and presented on an a resolution that I'm putting forth, 2023 Res 200, which is calling for an RFP to be administered from the Madison-Dane County Public Health Department to look into the efficacy of doing a safe use house or a overdose prevention center here in Dane County. It was unanimously approved. It will move to Personnel and Finance at our next meeting, which I believe is November 16th. And then that will immediately follow with a hearing on the board floor for a vote of that RFP's approval. We want to have it approved by the end of this year because it does involve $100,000 of opioid settlement dollars that are in our funds for this year. So we want to swiftly conduct this study and find out how we can learn from it as we work toward better harm reduction here in the county of Dane. That's really all I have for you, those items. I will say in the budget season, personally, I made a couple amendments to the executive's proposed budget, which have been approved by Personnel and Finance and will be part of the final decision on November 16 when our version of the budget goes to the floor for vote. One is to approve a $100,000 position for the IT department at the Dane County Courthouse for the Dane County District Attorney. It's a position with all of the new technologies from body cams. We're doing a pilot program in Middleton, Wisconsin for the Sheriff's Department, from ring technology of doors to data that we need to be more informed of decisions we made and how we spend our dollars in the judicial program. We feel this IT position was very, very important. The DA's office is only lightly supported by the IT department of the County of Dane and is only supported by a part position for a full-time person that can only devote part of their time to IT activities. So this has been something the DA's office requested for several budget seasons and was never granted, and we hope that does go through. I also made an amendment regarding opioid dollars, which would put aside 600 or so thousand of the dollars from the $1.2 million settlement that we are currently receiving out of opioid legislation, or lawsuits, I should say, from pharmaceutical companies and distributors. Of that money, we did go forward and improve in the budget. Part of those dollars will go to Narcan, oak boxes, fentanyl test strips, and also educational programs for schools. What we did pull back on was a pretty sweeping fentanyl overdose campaign in the realms of $500,000 and some other programming. We decided to put a pause to that to put together a subcommittee, which will have representation from people with lived experiences who we've heard during our public hearings on how we best should be spending those opioid dollars. From those hearings, the suggestions did not make the budget. So we decided in my amendment, which was approved, to put a pause to those dollars, to put together a group to decide how we want to allocate those dollars. So we will be working on putting together that subcommittee and then moving forward with suggestions that will take place no later than April of next year to spend those dollars on programs of harm reduction that we know will benefit our county. Part of those dollars could be used, for instance, if we do move forward on an overdose recovery center. We have to remember overdose is not specific to opioid use. It is now mostly synthetic overdose from fentanyl and things like that. And then I also was a co-sponsor of an amendment made by Supervisor Chavla, which was unanimously approved by P&F, Personnel and Finance, that will make this budget. There was a line item in the capital budget proposed by the Dane County Executive of $21 million for a new setting for giraffes at the public zoo. Our zoo is set up to have no admission costs, so there's no way to recoup dollars in any other ways outside of a fundraising effort. If you'd like more information on the zoo, I'm happy to supply you that. I've dived pretty deep into this. It seemed contrary that we are putting $21 million into the care of giraffes when we don't even have $21 million additional dollars that could go to care of citizens and residents and those in need in our county. Mind you, capital budget's a little different. It's borrowed money. The zoo is an important resource to our community, and they are separate. However, we did say with a lot of the turmoil and just coming out of some unsettled times at the zoo, Chavla and myself have presented that the $4 million that they anticipate to raise from private entities toward the $21 million be acquired and proven first. So let's get the $4 million before we start any construction using this $21 million, and then decide the current setting of the zoo and the capacity of the zoo to move forward with moving from design into construction of that facility. So just keeping you informed on those things that I was personally responsible for as a result of questioning and hearing from my constituents, all 15,000 of you over in Dane County's east side here in District 16 along Reiner and Sprecher Road, if you will. So nice to talk to you guys. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please respond. Thanks so much. And follow me on YouTube as well, Rick Rose for Dane County. Also have launched a new Instagram page, Rick Rose for Dane County. Thanks so much.